So Click for me is easily one of Sandler's best movies of all time. Simple reason being, yes, it's not realistic, but the idea of walking around with a remote control that controls the universe is pretty damn cool. Being able to fast forward any moments of your life, which are a bit boring, being able to rewind something that was quite funny, and being able to pause and get revenge on someone without them even knowing it.
Wow, I just got a big headache. Wow. What, I was hit by a train or something?
And yeah, this is definitely one of those comedy gold movies which has tons of these clips in it. And even though we've just shown you like one of the biggest clips from the movie, I think that the best part about the movie is actually the story of this normal architect bloke who works his ass off every single day to try to put money on the table, and all he gets is no time, got to sit through boring meetings, got to do boring stuff, sit in traffic most of the day, and he doesn't have the time to spend time with his kids, enjoy family time, and all these other good stuff that he wish he could find time. Here comes his solution, a remote control that can allow him to fast forward, to replay a moment, to be able to pause, to be able to do all these kind of cool stuff, and even showing flashbacks and memories and stuff like that. It's sort of like the perfect thing, don't you think? In particular moments where he's frustrated, like we showed earlier, and take his frustration out without anybody knowing. To be able to skip moments, to be able to skip the time to his promotion, to be able to skip having these horrible cold showers, sitting through shitty traffic, and all the above. Be able to skip those, that sounds amazing, and be able to cut through the fluff and just enjoy the rest of your day. However, he's noticing that a lot of the time that he skips is missing and he can't remember anything. But he was there, he witnessed it apparently, and he can see it all back, and he's just a complete zombie and can't remember a thing of seeing his kids grow up and seeing all these amazing things happening around him. And I think the ability to be able to fast forward time's cool and all, but then it gets too far with the remote, because the remote then decides to manually override and choose when it's going to skip and how much time it's going to skip for. So there's points in the movie where he's in one stage of his life to the next part where his kids are all grown up, and now he's looking around a bit lost and he's thinking, oh, where's my dad or grandfather, whatever, and he's no longer there. And it's like, what? He was alive 2 minutes ago. What sort of happened? And it's because time has just fast forwarded so far in front now, because the remote keeps manually overriding itself, because that's the cost of all that time with his family and stuff like that, of using the remote so often as he did. It sort of ruined his life. And that's why I love this film, because it really shows how life is precious, and that you don't want to skip through the boring moments. You shouldn't skip through the boring moments, because all of it is precious. And I'm not really talking about the golden precious here.
Precious!
And yeah, and I don't think this movie is realistic by any stretch of the imagination, but it is something that's always crossed our minds. Like, oh, I wish I could just skip this day, right? It's boring, it's going to be shit, I can't be arsed. But then you realise if you skip it, that's another day gone of your entire life, and it's wasting a day. That's what this movie's trying to tell you, that it's good having the ability to skip a day, but then it might end up skipping another day, or the time seeing your kids grow up. Also, I think the ending was a fantastic end to the movie, because it showed there's the scenario where he's now looking at his older kids, because he missed them growing up, and now he's at the point where they're about 20 years older than they were at the start of the film, and he's now sort of seeing out the rest of his life with all these random time skips that are happening, and he starts to regret the skips that he used on meetings, cold showers and stuff, because now it's kicked it down the road to where his life has just flown before his eyes, and time has just gone that quickly. It was one day he felt like he was about to go for a promotion, to the point where he's had the promotion. Now he's one of the company's biggest sellers, and he's now one of the biggest partners in the firm. It's a massive jump that he took in about a day of just clicking, using this button. They didn't realise it would skip that long, and it would go fast that quick. But I suppose that's the teaching here. And to be fair, when it all turns out to be a dream, it was sort of a little bit of a cop-out, but you sort of expected it coming. Wakes up from his dream, and then he's able to enjoy the moments that he should have done beforehand. And he's even given the remote back. It's sort of like, this is your second chance. Do you want to just start using the remote? And he puts the remote aside and says, know what? I'm going to live this life even through the boring moments, even through some of the stuff that he thought about at the beginning of the movie as a negative sense or boring, with his dad's coin trick that he knew how it goes and whatever, and really just wanted to tell him how the coin trick goes. But guess what? It was fun then replaying it back and thinking, no, what? I had fun. He had fun doing the coin trick, and he knew that it was such a great moment for them two to share. And I think that was the realization to sort of like live life to the fullest after that moment and start treating the rest of his life in a sort of precious sense. And that's what I love about this movie. And it reminds you a lot of, if you haven't watched this movie before and I had to describe it to you, it's basically a Christmas Carol without the Christmas, because basically they show him the future of what it'll happen with the remote. Then when that happens, it sort of goes, oh, now you're back into the present, sort it all out and make sure you don't go on the same path. That's basically what the film is, just without all the Christmas BS that goes in the middle of Christmas Carol.
Handbag.
Before we jump back into this video, guys, please do us a massive favour and smash that subscribe button, because you do not want to miss a thing this week, next week, and the week after, because we've got tons and tons of content planned for you guys, and you can do us a massive favour by smashing that subscribe button, joining the community, getting updates to all the latest videos from the YouTube shorts to the actual videos. It is well worth it, completely free, and you will not regret it. So to summarise this movie then, for me, this is easy, 7.8 out of 10. And a great film. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments down below. Good, bad, terrible, amazing. Let us know all that jazz down those comments down below, and give us your ratings of this movie down those comments down below as well. If you haven't already, check out our The Mask movie review, where we take a look at one of Jim Carrey's best ever superhero movies. You need to check that one out right now.